Commissioner Treecost, are you on Zoom? Okay, we will move on to number 2, the consent agenda. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. We have payroll change notices A and B.
Madam President, B, will take no action on today. We had to reschedule some of the interviews, so that will be for a later agenda.
Okay, so we just have payroll change 3A.
Yes, Madam President.
Okay. What's the pleasure?
To approve payroll change notice. A.
Motion to approve payroll change notice A. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 4, minutes and or amended minutes of previous meetings. We have A through C. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve minutes A, B, and C as presented.
Motion to approve minutes A, B, and C as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices, A, B, and C. What's the pleasure? Oh,
Check with you to make
Okay.
sure.
I have
I
some
will defer to you for,
requisitions
yeah.
or whatever we got, vendor list of payment, okay.
Yes.
First question, I have several, so, we paid mileage to somebody that works at animal control to transport.
Mhm.
Do we not have a vehicle to transport animals?
They were unable to use the county vehicle, so they have to use their personal vehicle.
Why couldn't they use the county vehicle?
I don't remember if one was in the shop and the other one, the person for on call. But there was a situation, and I can find out exactly, because I remember Cassie asking me about it, and I told them that they could use their personal, they just have to turn in mileage. It's a rare thing, it's not something. that
Well, I
usually
hope it's
happens.
a rare thing. And, I was looking at this invoice for a firearms qualification. We have to pay a range fee?
So this individual that does the firearm certification, because we were not able to go through the sheriff's office for,
Oh, is this for security? We couldn't use, they won't even let us use,
the instructor himself has to pay to use the range.
that's the county's range. That means the sheriff's, I guess it's actually the Deputy Sheriff's Association range.
Correct.
Okay,
It's
Okay.
not like it's going to the.
right.
The
Okay.
sheriff general county.
Yeah. That little thought just came into my mind. Okay.
So he took 3 of our security.
Which that's not noted on the invoice either, so
No, it says
law enforcement, right?
And, I'm just gonna ask for documentation that he is qualified to
Do that.
do this, so that we'll make that before we pay it.
Okay.
But we have that documentation.
The Safeco for the Shinston matter. Is there money in that line item?
I'll double check on that. If not, it was a budget revision, but that one I saw your note on, we will be reimbursed.
I understand that, but then I looked at the line item and it's federal grants and I'm just curious, is there money in that line?
Oh, if it's a federal grant, there's absolutely, I know without a doubt, there's no money in that line item. We never put money into the grant line items. That's always a budget revision after the case.
Okay,
How much is that?
15,000,
That's to
Safeco. Okay, Parks and Rec. We went to Central Supply to pick up and deliver rock and paid mileage. Do we not have vehicle to do that? Or vehicles?
I don't remember seeing that one, but I'll double check.
Travel to and from Central Supply to pick up and deliver river rock.
Madam President, was it when the dump truck was broken down?
Oh, must be Commissioner Treecost.
Commissioner Treecost?
I was just asking, was it when the dump truck was broken down?
I don't know that there was a, I didn't know one was broke down.
Okay.
Cause that's even made payable to. Renee. Oh. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I don't understand why I'm not putting that kind of stuff in front of people. Just like this one. The animal control.
Susan, I'd like to go back to the Safeco invoice and ask, Trey, if they fulfilled their contract duties before we pay them in full.
So, relates to Shinston Turner, right?
Yes, sir.
I have not looked at whether this was a phased tear down or not. I was trying to pull the contract here virtually. They certainly performed part of the work. What we talked about before is they also do have a broad duty to defend or identify and with our future issues. So I just need to look at the phase and how it goes with the pay.
I would, I think I would pull that bill, Susan, till next time so that Trey can look to make sure that they've met their contractual
Phase.
requirements.
Look at this originally. Several ways, I don't recall.
Honestly, it's been so long ago, I don't want.
Let's look at it.
Thank you.
And there's one here for McKinley. And this was to look at the annex wall. Is there a report on that from the bricks?
So that was last. Or, in the middle of last year when bricks fell off the wall.
Did we get a report on that?
They just reviewed it and.
So they didn't make they reviewed it and didn't make a report, so we don't know why that fell off or.
No, I think they recommended some course of action.
See that one? You got a stack.
Yeah, I do. I told you.
Start taking notes.
This one's probably pretty easy. Animal controls. I mean, on the face, I think we need to put more information on what it's for. Replacement. I don't know what we're replacing. I mean, it was clippers, but it's just, I think it needs to be, the information needs to, and this is renewal. I don't know what that's renewal of. So can they put a little bit more information on the requisition itself so we know what we're looking at? Don't have to dig.
I have the other instance.
This one. That's all I have on that. Okay. We got 22 keys for the Ellis. There's 22 locks, or did we buy several keys? You all,
We probably bought several keys for the 2 locks that are there for maintenance and everyone else.
again, that could be, I mean, where these are for, would be nice to know. Especially when I see we're buying 22 keys. Okay. This is a fun subject. I thought we were going to take the porta-johns out from the Ellis at a certain time. And then we've got one at Parks and Rec. We have an outdoor toilet and we have a porta-john.
I believe the Porter Johns are no longer at the Ellis. November should have been the last bill, because I think it was the beginning of November. This is, I'll double check on that. And we did have a Porter John over by
There, this is November.
the garage side of the park.
Is this for the guys that are in the garage
It's
that
for-
can't walk across to?
It's for all of them, whether it's the guys, whether it's people at the park. That way there's one on that side and there's the one on the other side.
Sorry.
I'm,
Okay.
you're not gonna get a lot of argument from me that they can't.
Okay. Maybe they're spending
Or
too
why
much,
we-
maybe they're spending too much time.
Or why we didn't, why can't they just go into,
Yeah,
right there beside them,
extension.
extension office, I'm just.
Okay. And it appears, and hopefully this will get better. Here's a bill for Christmas Done Bright. This must be for the Christmas sign at Ellis from November. Took a while to get here.
There were several that I saw that you questioned that on, and I'm getting answers for those of why they took so long to get up here.
Okay,
I want to say there were at least 3 that you had questions.
just outdoor toilet. I don't, and the porta john, that's repaired the outdoor toilet, but we have a porta john, so. I think you get my point. Not gonna beat a dead horse. No, he told me to explain that one to me. Okay,
And move to approve quotes as presented. Item B.
okay, motion. We do them separate, we do them separately.
Yeah, because I'm gonna pull these out of your vendor list.
What about, oh, there are none.
No.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion to approve 5B quotes. Is there any further discussion
No, ma'am, as presented.
as presented? Okay. Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. That is 5A.
5B, Madam
I
President.
mean 5B.
Yeah.
There is nothing under 5A.
That is correct.
Okay, 5C.
5C, approve vendor list of payments except for pulling Safeco Services in the amount of 15,000. Greg Scalafio in the amount of 125, pull it till we get documentation. And McKinley Architects for $977.50 until we get some kind of written report of what their engineer saw.
Okay.
Document it.
Motion to approve 5C with the exception of pulling the McKinley for for a report on the bricks, the $15,000 for Safeco and the Greg Scalapio to get more information on all of those.
Yes, ma'am.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Sorry, but thank you. Okay, thank you. At 10:05, we have a nuisance property hearing.
I have this, property over on Mount Carmel Road. Property is quite a while, we had it cleaned up in 2019 when the original owner owned it. Passed. Essentially over, crashed up. We've been fighting ever since to get it cleaned up. It was sold for taxes, their properties.
Is this who's,
Tax.
Mr. Pack?
are you Sam Pack?
Yes.
Okay,
So it was sold to Terra Properties. At that time, we could not find Terra Properties physically. We would send them letters, they would send them back, they never sign them. So we sent this over to the prosecutor. Prosecutor held on to it for quite a while. And in that time, it was sold again to a Stephen Fairs. And then it was sold to Sam Pack. The prosecutor said, since how, we've changed hands so many times with the property, I'm sending it back to you, start it again. So we started it again, Sam Pack. He has had, what he said, on notice, to clean it up. Gave him 30 days. And this is where we're at today.
Mr. Pack, would you like to speak? Concerning this,
Anyway, I was over at the other building and they're trying to figure out where I
you
was
can
at.
just step over to that microphone, please.
I'm 100% disabled veteran and knocked that place's account, but I have bad back issues and I'm doing what I can. Right here, I have 3 dump tickets, to help prove that I am working on the property. It's been a cold winter. We've only had a few days, above freezing even in the past month. I don't know what all, was said before I come in. But I guess it was the 2 vehicles on the property that, the one was my parts truck. And the other one was the black Dodge Durango. I have it licensed, now, so it's legal on the property. It's licensed and legal. But like I said, here's 3 dump tickets from Waste Management from, over 3 tons that I have taken, in the last 2 months. But being just me, I can only do so much. I am working on the property, doing what I can, but it's just been cold. And when I've been down and I can't do nothing. But I'm not disobeying. I know, the property needs picked up and I'm working on it. I would like to know on the form or the what I first received, if it come from the county, from a citizen or what, but I guess someone has to fill an affidavit out to start this process. But the process started, and in the process, in the form or the letter for me, it said suspected drug activity on the property. And I'd love to know where that come from. So I've had 3. When I got that letter, I had 3 people wanting to come to that property. One was a very good friend of mine that stops by every now and then. One was another friend of mine that come by one time. And the third person was a gentleman from Weston that stopped by and asked if that was a dump truck that was for sale out not cleared. So 3 people. 2 of my friends, one stopped by one time. So I don't know where the lies come from on the suspected drug activity. And my dogs run at large. My dogs are house dogs. They don't go outside unless I go outside with them. I went to use the bathroom and come back in. So I don't know where the lies come through on this. I'd like to know and why they're on this form.
Reading the actual complete definition of.
Yeah, I saw that word under Article 2 interpretation definition.
That's the use.
What is it? I'm hard of hearing.
Under,
Activity, you will read the actual definition of
That definition of what?
the nuisance.
As
Well,
it's written-
okay.
as it's
Special-
written in
okay.
state code, they cover, as state code, when they wrote this, they covered all bases. So when we quote a code, everything's included. So it'll say cover all possibilities. It's not saying that they apply to you, but they're there so that they know that they're able to cover all these areas when we have problems. So it wasn't, it's not intentional to anybody else. Even me personally, if I had it, I'd get the same notice with the same verbiage. So it's not singling you out for that issue.
Like I said, I am doing what I can with it when I can. I don't know how these proceedings go. I've never had one. But I'd like to ask the court if for a status hearing, if hopefully we have some warm weather, and maybe ask the court for maybe 1 month, come back and see. Hopefully by then I can have it took care of. That's the only thing I could ask.
Are you living in the house or in the trailer?
Do what?
Are you living in the house or the trailer?
I'm not
Or
living either. I stay in the camper some, but it's not a permanent home for me.
Okay, so you have residence
That-
elsewhere.
Pardon me?
You have residence elsewhere other than this
Yes,
property.
the house is, the house I use for storage.
Okay.
The house is not the house never be a home again. I just use it for storage purposes.
And he purchased it from,
Stephen Fairs.
did it look like this when you purchased it?
A lot of it, yes and no. It wasn't that bad. It was bad when I purchased it. It's a long story about the property. It was picked up to an extent, and then the job I had, it got where I wasn't living there, and I was using it. The job I had, I was bringing stuff because I sell stuff on Facebook. And I'd bring stuff in from other jobs on cleanouts on properties. And a lot of times I just had to get it off the truck because I had to be back early in the morning to finish the job or to get more. And it got out of hand where it was already out of sight, out of mind, where I wasn't there every day. I mean, there'd be sometimes, once it filled up, there'd be a month, 2 months where I would be back on the property because it was out of sight, out of mind, and I just forget about it. And like I said, it just got out of hand, and I'm willing to clean the property up. It's just,
How long have you had the property?
I don't know exactly, 4 years, 5 years, maybe 3 years.
Since 23. And you say, Charlotte, we got it cleaned up once.
In 19, yes, it was. It was
In
cleaned
19.
up once. And then started building back up, and then.
This has kind of been an ongoing problem with this property.
Is there neighbors on
Not-
either side?
On one side, not the other. side.
Across the street?
This is the first property.
Okay, anybody across the street?
Did we have a hearing in November of 25?
I believe that's when the complaint.
Okay, this is the column. Time for correction was 30 day. So we gave him 30 days to clean it up back in November,
Back in November.
but the deed wasn't till the 23rd unless it was dated.
Deed was 20.
2023.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I just want to make
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Across.
in 23.
Yes, she sent that back, said, hey, she just did send this back in, what, October, but the start this over. Correct, and so we can use it.
So, and that's another year to go through the process.
So it gave him plenty of time, nothing.
Well, but the prosecutor, I'm sorry.
You're saying to add another year to the process,
Well, no, I'm telling you, we're gonna give you 30 days to get something started.
oh,
And I'm gonna ask Charlotte to go and look at it again in 30 days. And if you haven't made a dent in this, then we're gonna have to take the next step.
but I appreciate that. 30 days,
Yeah.
and I said, hopefully have some warm weather, but I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't care if it's warm weather, cold weather.
It's
This
gonna
is,
be warmed
this,
up today a little.
this is, this is just unacceptable to the community. And, it's just, there's no reason for it to get that way. I mean, that's just, I don't see where the majority of it looks like trash. If that's sellable online, I don't know how, but
It's,
you gotta get a dent in it. I don't care if it's snowing.
I don't,
We got 30 days, we're gonna come back and revisit it.
I appreciate the 30 days. But I will say, it's none of it is refuge. It's all items. It's none of it is household garbage, or, food or anything like that. It is all, items. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I know it doesn't matter as far as the cleanliness, but as far as there's not rats and things, I just wanted to say, date that.
Charlotte, I don't know what we can do about the building. Is it structurally? And because I just don't want you thinking that you can just take all this and shove it in that house and we're just gonna turn a blind eye to it. You just filling that house up and turning it into a dump. So just to give you a heads up, this is just something that this commission is wants to make Harrison County look good, and we want to make it so people can enjoy their property next to you, and you turn around and shoving it in that house would be unacceptable to also this commission.
There's a lot of properties out Mount Clear Road that need attention.
And I won't argue that, and we're trying, believe me, so.
I know it's been years on
We want
several.
to make you a beacon of success,
Well,
okay?
let me ask you a question. Because actually, the gentleman I bought up he's got to work for. And there's been a couple of people that's interested in the property. And actually yesterday, me and him spoke, and can I sell the property during this?
I can't answer that.
I can't
question.
answer that.
It's not-
legally for you.
Not for the purpose of to sidestep this.
I know. I can't answer that. Okay, so.
Okay.
And then if you could give him a copy of where that is, so that.
I'd
he
like to
has
see
it.
that myself too.
So, okay, so my motion is 30 days. Staff to go back out and look. If it's not been a dent put in it or totally cleaned up, then we will take the next step to take whatever legal action we need to get the property cleaned up.
Okay.
Thanks, Court, for 30 days.
Motion is to give Mr. Pack 30 days to make a dent in, I don't know what to call it, but, the mess. Okay. And, Charlotte will go back out and let us know, and we'll go from there. Take the next step if it's not cleaned up. Okay?
Good.
Or
Thank-
you've made a dent.
Thanks, Court.
Any further discussion?
Being late, like I said, I was in the other building. I wasn't.
Get it?
Can I have a,
You wanna make the tickets part of the record?
Okay.
Yeah.
These are tickets that for garbage pickup or refuge pickup that are be placed in the recs. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, at 10:10, we had a proclamation for National Stalking Awareness Month. There's somebody here. Oh,
Sorry, I'm not used to doing this by myself.
no problem. Okay, whereas under the laws of all 50 states, the U.S. territories, the District of Columbia, and federal government, stalking is a crime and is defined as a course of action or pattern of behaviors at another person with the intent to cause the other person to fear for his or her personal safety, the safety of others, or suffer substantial emotional distress. Whereas 13.5 million people were stalked in a year period, 1 year period in the United States, and the majority of victims are stalked by someone they know. Whereas laws and public policies must be continually adapted to keep up with the new tactics used by stalking. Whereas communities can better combat stalking by adopting multidisciplinary responses by teams of local agencies and organizations and by providing more and better victim services. Whereas Hope Inc. is joining forces with the victim service providers, criminal justice officials, and concerned citizens throughout Harrison County and the United States to observe National Stalking Awareness. Now therefore be it resolved, so we, the Harrison County Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as National Stalking Awareness. Be it further resolved that the Harrison County Commission applauds the efforts of victim service providers, police officers, prosecutors, national and community organizations, and private sector supporters for their efforts on promoting awareness concerning stalking. Passed by the County Commission of Harrison County, West Virginia, this 21st day of January 2026. Say anything?
Because that, we at Hoping, we represent everybody. And if anybody has any, recommendations for, like, if you have somebody in your area that needs help, please give us a call. Yes. Thank you.
You gotta keep up good work. This thing. Okay, now we have human trafficking prevention. Is that you too? Okay. I was kind of wondering. Whereas human trafficking is the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision of obtaining of a person for labor or services through the use of force, fraud, or coercion for the purpose of forced labor or sexual service. Whereas human trafficking is a $150 billion a year global criminal enterprise and is a crime as well as a civil and human rights violation. Whereas the United States government estimates that 24.9 million individuals are trafficked across international borders each year and exploited through forced labor and forced commercial sexual activity. Whereas Human Trafficking Awareness Day is observed on January 11th across the country in order to educate the public and raise awareness about human trafficking. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Harrison County Commission does hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Be it further resolved, the Harrison County Commission applauds the efforts of victim service providers, police officers, prosecutors, national and community organizations, and private sector supporters for their efforts on promoting awareness concerning human trafficking. Passed by the County Commission of Harrison County, West Virginia, this 21st day of January.
Thank you.
Now, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get- Number six, excuse me. Exoneration, corrective tickets, joint property applications. We have A and B, exonerations and joint property applications. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve 6A and 6B.
Motion to approve 6A and 6B. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None motion carried. Number 7, review, discuss, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2008A Charles Point Project Number 2 North Land Bay improvements for $10,110.83. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve 7A in the amount of $10,110.83.
Motion to approve 7A in the amount of $10,110.83. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Review, discuss, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2019 A and B bonds issued for the Charles Point Economic Opportunity Development District. We have one for $9,350.
Move to approve 8A for $9,350.
Motion to approve 8A for $9,350. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 9, review, discuss, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2021 A and B Development District Number 3 White Oaks Project Number 2. One for $98.75. It's a pleasure.
Move to approve 9A in the amount of $98.75.
Motion to approve 9A in the amount of $98.75. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 10, review, discuss, consider orders and election orders as presented by the clerk. We have A, emergency absentee policy adoption for 2026 election cycle under State Code 335CA, and B, appointment of ballot commissioners by executive committees, term beginning February 1, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2027 under State Code 3119.
John, on 10A, I noticed that you have United Hospital Center. Is that the only?
That's the one we've always used. I haven't thought about the naming, I think technically it's called that still, but that's just the one we've always used. It's really up to you all though, as to how that works. If we add another bed unit across the highway, for example, we can easily include that.
We got the VA, that's my first thought.
So
But
I was
they-
my curious, does it include nursing homes and?
Not for emergency purposes, because you wouldn't likely find yourself in a nursing home due to an emergency.
Okay.
It's really designed for that gap in between early voting and election day where you have very few days and you broke your leg and you went to the hospital and still get to vote, even though you broke your leg the day before election day, will come and help you. So
Okay,
it's
but-
really designed for that.
But people go to the hospital, break their leg and get sent to a rehab facility with no way to leave that rehab facility.
I don't think that would happen within a month.
Okay,
Because it's a very narrow scope.
that's
of
just my question is.
I don't think people would get missed that way. There's all the other processes of requesting an absentee. You have several months to do that also.
Okay,
I think it's for a very narrow use case of an actual emergency of going to the hospital and you had no idea. And so you didn't plan, you didn't request a ballot by mail, and you can't leave the hospital for obvious reasons. So it makes sense to me.
okay, I'm just,
Most of the nursing homes, I mean, they do absentee.
We coordinate with nursing homes because we do, they have activity directors. Kind of been more proactive about that, about getting a hold of them rather than waiting for them to get a hold of us. That way we know that people get their ballots in time and all that fun stuff, so.
and ballot commissioners by executive committees. What are we approving there, that they're just gonna do it?
really just informational, per code, I'm one of them because I'm the county clerk. And per code, the executive committee is both the chairs appoint who it is. They don't even need to vote on it as a committee. The chair can just say, this is who it is. So I have written confirmation for both of them, and we're using the same two folks we have for a very long time from each committee. So it's really just for notification purposes, to my knowledge.
Or anything to approve on 10A then?
I would think maybe possibly, there's not anything for you to sign technically, but we always adopt it, and put it.
We
in
just
our
give it the
book.
our blessing.
Yeah, basically, and we put it in our election order book, that way we have a firm black and white policy as to what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do.
Make a motion to adopt the emergency absentee voting policy, Harrison County, West Virginia, 2026 primary and general elections as presented.
Motion to approve the emergency absentee policy for 2026 election cycle as presented. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Thank you, John. Number 11, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for the following: general, county, and vital services.
There are none for this meeting, Madam President.
Okay. So we have nothing under number 11.
That is correct.
Okay, number 12, review, discuss, consider rail trail update. Potential executive session pursuant to 69A 4B9 to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction, planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition, which if made public might adversely affect the financial or other interest of the state or any political subdivision. What's the pleasure on number 12?
I'd like to go into executive session to discuss these contracts or potential contracts.
Motion has been made to go, I guess you're making a motion. Are you making a motion?
Excuse me?
Are you making a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. To go into executive session to look at some contracts concerning the rail trail. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oh, well, then
Oh, yeah.
Craig and Chad Biller and Laura.
And we call it. Is Commissioner Treecost, are you still on Zoom? Aye. None, motion carried. Any action to be taken on number 12?
Yes, ma'am. We received from Thrasher Engineering some quotes. And I would like to make a motion that we budget 2.5 million to finish the South Rail Trail, which would be from the Mount Clair Fire Department to the VA Park. And for Thrasher to look at putting it together with the other contract that we've already awarded them. And for Thrasher also to come back with cost from to do the 19 interchange for the bridge interchange cost.
That it? You
Yes,
still-
ma'am.
Okay. Motion is to budget 2.5 million for the Southern Rail Trail to complete it from VA Park to Lost Creek,
Mount Clair.
Mount Clair, sorry. Thrasher to. I probably didn't do this. look at something together with the contract that has already been,
Yeah, to look at combining the contract we've already issued with this new project.
and also
Make sure
come,
that, yeah,
and also come back with a cost for the 19 interchange.
yes.
So right now, Madam President, what we're voting on is to go ahead and finish Clarksburg to Salem and Lost Creek back to Clarksburg.
Yes,
Clarksburg to Salem.
yeah, Clarksburg to Salem.
Oh,
Clarksburg,
I think we don't,
Clarksburg to Salem
Okay.
and Clarksburg to Lost Creek.
yeah, the only thing we have to finance, Patsy, is that Route 19, crossing Route 19. So we don't have that cost, so we have everything else in place to get to Salem from Northview except the Route 19 interchange. So he's gonna come back hopefully in, how soon, Chad? To give us a cost on that? So couple of weeks and then we'll finish that. So then those two legs will be 100% covered and budgeted. And then we'll work on, how we're gonna handle
The northern.
the northern from Northview to Spelter and working with the state from Spelter to Kinston.
But again, I want to reiterate this. This is to move forward with both Clarksburg to Salem and Clarksburg to Lost Creek.
Yes,
We don't have to come back and vote on that. We do not have to. What we're going to come back and vote on is once he's done with the other part going back towards Shinston.
Right.
that, well, technically we need to vote on whatever he comes to get us from the
Route 19.
bridge across Route 19. Whatever that cost is, we haven't established that one contract. So we're already contracted to do from the 19 to Salem. And we're
Right.
contracted to go across the river. We just need to do a
Right.
contract to get across 19. So that was something that he has to bring to us so that we can approve that cost. But
Okay.
otherwise,
Okay.
we're at 99.5% except that one part he has to get us.
All right, guys. Thank you both.
Uh-huh.
Okay, any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Okay, number 13. Review, discuss, consider approving levy call for July 1, 2027 through June 30, 2031. We have A, transit levy, and B, vital services levy.
Madam, these are the levies that we've been working on to go on the primary election ballot. We have taken the numbers and everything. We've actually sent these to the auditor's office just to look over and make sure that we have the right language in there. There was one suggestion, which we did make those changes. So before you were presenting the mass transportation bus system and then the vital services levy for approval.
Trey, you've been over these.
Yes, also viewed the on auditor's office. And draft language is requested.
Well, I make a motion to approve notice of levy election to be held on Tuesday, May 12th, 2026 in Harrison County for the continued operation of mass transportation bus system. Per how do I word this document, Trey, this motion, just that
As set forth.
that's set forth in the
Notice the levy election.
notice of the levy election. I kind of want to get into reading all these. Yeah. So. Motions to approve the levy for mass transit
Okay, the
as
motion
presented, however we go. Let's use those words.
is to approve the order authorizing a levy election for the Transit Authority
Yes, ma'am, on page
as
12.
presented on the May 12th primary
Yes,
ballot.
ma'am. As presented.
I got that in at one point, I think. Any further discussion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And staff to handle publication. Anything else? Hearing none. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now, what are we doing with 13B?
Move to approve. Vital services levy for Harrison County. Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. As presented.
Motion to approve order for the vital services levy for the May 12th primary election as presented. And staff also to get published, see the publication takes place. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion carried. Okay, number 14, review, discuss, consider letter to the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Administration for the West Virginia Hotspot Net LLC doing business as Dola Dairy Mart, 2978 Wallace Pike, Lumberport, West Virginia. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve. Letter to. The Alcohol Beverage Commission,
And to fix the appropriate
which
signature.
appropriate signatures. We did
Motion.
not do them that long ago.
They have to do this every year.
New owners.
All
Okay,
new
'cause
owners.
I swear we keep,
Okay,
yeah, cause it's like this
okay.
Dairy Mart down Dola seems like it keeps.
Changing
popping up.
hands.
Yeah, or something, because I swear it didn't seem that long ago we did that.
Okay, motion to approve letter to the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Administration for the hotspot at the Dola Dairy Mart and affix the appropriate signature. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 15, review, discuss, consider directing legal to send correspondence to all Charles Point stakeholders related to impending property tax deadlines and payment status.
Just a background, we've had issues last year with the tax and tax sale with Charles Point saying that the taxes were not calculated correctly. And their latest filing on September of last year's quarter, they are still saying that it has not been cured, but there's still an issue with how the taxes are arrived at. And to my knowledge, I've never seen anything from the taxpayer, the tax office, the trustee, or the state auditor on how to fix this issue, or if it's still an existing issue. So I would like to make sure that we put them all on notice, that we understand that we've never received anything on how to correct these errors that the taxpayer claims is there. And that we're on record that we recognize that we haven't received anything to fix it, and the potential is there still for what happened last year. And the tax sale not going through. So I would just like for legal to address that issue, and if nothing else, get a letter out to let everybody know that we have not seen any way, but it's been corrected.
My only question, is that our responsibility? We don't issue the tax statements.
The only reason I bring it up because we're the ones that end up.
I understand what you're, I know where you're getting at, but I
Yeah.
don't want to be doing something that is not in our purview.
Insofar as the Constitution receives the areas. I do think it's in the purview to regular, proactive, generally informational notice type approach. I don't think we're backing outside of your statutory powers in doing this. Let me think on it. I have talked to Mr. Hinkle briefly about this.
Should we have a conversation with somebody else before we do this?
I would reach out to Mr. Amon as well. It's involvement.
And the only reason I bring it up, guys, is the developer and the developers council as of the end of last year still believe the 2025 tax tickets remain erroneous and continue to cooperate. They say they'll cooperate to resolve the issue, but they still say we have an issue.
I mean, I
So-
get what you're doing, David.
So,
I just
yeah, I'm
wanna-
just trying to head off that if we're gonna get a finger swung at us, and
I just
I'll
don't
be
wanna
honest
figure
with
about
you. If you wanna get legal advice other than in-house,
No, I'm,
no, I'm gonna tell you that I think that, at this point that, Steptoe made the comment that they don't calculate taxes in a previous meeting last year, and they don't feel that it's their job to calculate these taxes. So I'm not really sure why we would bring Steptoe into this, but
well, I mean, I
they're,
don't have a problem
Yeah.
making sure that something gets done before it's too late.
well, we're,
I just want to make sure we can do this.
Yeah, I think it's just getting our cards in order.
I mean, this should have probably
internally.
been done long before today, but,
So
and I'm not, like-
we need to talk internally, and sheriff's involved as well. But further, I'm fine. I think it is within your purview to prepare the letter, to be proactive. That's always a good thing from where I sit, to be proactive, even if it is more informational and or notice based. I just don't know anything about before the commission would send this. I would want to get a little bit of detail about what's going on out there. I have no idea about negotiations or what's being discussed, what the relationship is like between the bond holder, the trustee, the developer right now, because several months ago, we reached a collective decision that there was no continued value in engaging at this time. I think that'd be fair.
and I would like to set up a work session as soon as possible for all involved parties to come in and discuss this issue. Because I see that we're going down the same rabbit holes we did last year, Susan. And this is something that the taxpayer did not bring up until last year, and in the first, they've mentioned it in their quarterly reports. They did it in their June and they did it in their September as far as the tax tickets being erroneous, but all previous quarterly reports that they've given have never mentioned erroneous tax tickets. And I've gone back through and read multiple years, and the story changes, and now all of a sudden we have erroneous tax tickets, and I think that is something that we're going to be having erroneous tax tickets pointed back at us, that somebody gives us an answer to what we're not doing right, so that we don't take the hit. So, but I would like to have the sheriff, the assessor, commission, counsel for bondholder, counsel for Charles Point, at a work session in not next week, but week after. It gives them time.
We probably should reach out and make sure that works. We're all involved.
Well, I think we give them a time, they work it. If they want, if they really want to solve this, they'll show up. If they don't want to solve it, I think between them all, they have enough people that they can come in and work it out. Because what's going to happen again, we're here sitting here in January. Last year we got into this in February.
No, I don't disagree.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
just want to make
they're
sure.
really good at dragging their feet.
But I don't want to make it so short that gives them some ammunition to say we can't make it there by then. I mean,
We have a meeting
I
on,
know you don't care, but
I'm saying we have a meeting on February the 4th, so I'm gonna ask for a work session at 1 o'clock on February the 4th and see if all parties can be here for that. And that should be time for Trey to be able to come back with a recommendation for a letter. If that's what you would like to do, I'm fine with that.
if he wants to write the letter and he says it's okay, then I'm fine with that.
Getting it out before then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just include the work session invitation in the letter.
okay.
No reason not to.
Like that. I don't know how we get all that, what I just said in a motion, unless John got it all, he's down there grinning.
Actually, the motion is to send what basically is, send a letter to stakeholders and invite them to come to a work session on February 4th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Any further discussion on the matters?
Should the state tax department also be a recipient?
Yes,
About the auditor.
the auditor's office.
Just making sure.
Yep.
I
Yep.
intended to.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now, just a question, if the 4th doesn't work for all the parties, is it okay if we can go ahead and talk about it now? We have a couple
An
of
alternate.
hearings scheduled for the Board of Equalization and Review. It's already on your calendar. To try to coincide with one of those days, that way.
Yeah, and they
We
don't
know
have to
it's-
come in person. They can attend
Zoom.
by
Zoom.
Zoom.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 16, review, discuss, consider a resolution authorizing the application for funds from the West Virginia Department of Agriculture for the West Virginia Spay and Neuter Assistance Program, adopting all special conditions and assurances contained in said grant. Who's working on this?
So animal control is mainly working on this. They've used some of the previous files we've had. They're running through Michelle just to double check everything. But they're starting to work on their own grants. And this one specifically, this resolution is to apply for an amount between $10,000 and $25,000.
It's a pleasure.
Move to approve the resolution presented for application for funds from the West Virginia Department of Agriculture for West Virginia Spray Neuter Assistant Program and for the signatures to be affixed.
Motion is to approve the resolution. I'm not gonna repeat that
Yeah.
again. As stated by Commissioner Hinkle and to affix the appropriate signatures. Any discussion? Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 17, review, discuss, consider replacing Commissioner Treecost on the Ambulance Authority Board with Commissioner Hinkle.
Move to approve
What motion?
to replace Commissioner Treecost with Commissioner Hinkle.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we replace Commissioner Treecost or Commissioner Hinkle. Replace Commissioner Treecost with Commissioner Hinkle on the Ambulance Authority
Yes, ma'am.
Board. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is that what you were looking for? Okay, number 18, review, discuss, consider award bid for 2026 aerial photography.
Madam President, we put out the RFP for the aerial photography for Harrison County. We received 2 bids back. The recommendation is to go with Thrasher in the amount of $32,864 for the aerial photography for 2026.
Who did the other bid? I thought, doesn't the state?
Thrasher actually is the state contract
Okay,
award
Good.
winner as well.
But I thought the last couple of years, we just did it through a state
right, that's what I,
contract.
So last year we did the state contract. The year before, I believe we went with someone else. But Thrasher did a great job last year. They worked with us for some shadowing issues. And it's recommended that we go with them, and they are the lower bid between the 2 companies that we got.
who worked on from here?
RFP, Mike Pizzino.
So there's not a state bid this year.
There is a state bid. Thrasher is the lowest bid for the state bid. But the past couple of years, we've actually put an RFP out to see if anyone else was even cheaper than the state bid.
So they're cheaper than the state bid.
Thrasher is the state bid.
Okay,
They
So is
maintain their
that what we
same,
would pay if we were going through the state?
that's what we're trying to figure.
yes,
Okay.
same as if we were going through the state.
Just spit it out.
I'm sorry. I'm just like,
Did you say it was?
what she said it was
Same
the
as
same.
the state.
Yeah, so I was just trying to understand why. or
Yeah,
what's
that's why I was a little
a
confused.
a
with the
state. Why we weren't contracting with
We
the
did it
state to
doing
do
it
it.
ourselves before.
So move to approve awarding bid for aerial photography to Thrasher Engineering.
Okay. Motion to award the bid for the 2026 aerial photography to Thrasher Engineering. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 19, review, discuss, consider Verizon lease for Grafton Tower.
So Madam President, I had this on there. I was hoping to have some formal documents to present to the commission because we're really trying to tie up this lease and get it done for the Grafton Tower with Verizon. I know that we've talked to our 911 center about taking some drone footage of that tower site, and we have not got that back yet. And unless Trey has anything to add, I would say recommend holding this off till the February 4th meeting.
Okay. So there's nothing to be done on 19.
Would you agree?
Agree. We're droning their easement space on the tower to see how many tie-ins they have, so we can look at the negotiation appropriately.
So we will move on to number 20, which is review, discuss, consider hiring security for the rail trail.
I know this has been an important issue. We have problems on our rail trail with people tearing it up and everything. So I want to at least start discussing it and seeing your thoughts on the best way to handle this. With excuse me, it's a private company, whether it's overtime for deputies, what exactly are your?
Well, I just want somebody with some teeth. And I don't know that security, on just security has that teeth. I mean, I don't know if they can file a report and take it to, but by the time you do all that, the damage is done. They can't do a citation.
Trey, some of the security companies that are out there, like they wouldn't be able to write a citation or anything, would they?
Without more of a framework, no.
Okay, that's what I thought. Cause I know that there's some security companies out there, they don't have the teeth that we're
Let me,
looking for.
I'm gonna ask a silly question.
Mhm.
If we hired, I'm gonna say security, we've already given them powers, the security within the buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we extend that to the trail?
Well, we're gonna have, I mean, so it's kind of a multi-layered question.
I mean, I know we're gonna have to look deeper into this and come up with some,
Well, yeah, I'll just use the example at the airport, we can. And it's up to federal statute, not how it works state, but we can start our own internal police department, whether it's one person, two people, whatever. Whether or not we can do that in Parks and Rec. And have some teeth that way, because I mean, ultimately, we know who has to control, and we want these people, not so much even Parks and Rec, but maybe go. Oversee something we're doing at the Ellis for the weekend and have them available. So I would like to try to keep them tied as close as we can to Parks and Rec.
In the southern part of the state, on sort of what I'd call the more aggressive trails where there's a lot of motorized activity on the rail trail, they're essentially park rangers with ability to fine, write citations on the spot, but they have a different statutory framework at the state level.
So
So
we could
that's-
see if we could do park rangers hypothetically under our,
purview.
yeah,
That's the question.
okay. I think that would be a.
You know anything, Scott? Can you think of anything?
I'm not aware of anything like that.
That somebody's gonna look into that?
Use the famous word staff.
Okay, that's at least a start, and if there's something else out there, I'm open to something, but we've got, and we need to come back by February 4th.
You're getting it, aren't you?
Yep.
No wait. Just,
What?
I'll say no waiting.
No,
Yeah.
get it done.
Happy New Year.
Well, it's another one of those, I think everybody's foot's getting sore from kicking the can.
Yep. I mean, I might even
Can's
go
becoming a
to
rock and that
what?
rock's becoming a boulder.
18
No, I'm just, that's,
or whatever the next one is.
We can get you an answer by 4th. Like, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, we just might not have it sketched out in terms of implementation, but
and listen,
What you can
if we
get.
As long
need
as we have
to,
something we can do and then go from there and get her, that we'll tick it down another 2 weeks and
even I'll even
we haven't
say,
done it in a month.
if it's not something that's available now, I'm gonna say that staff and we need to get with legislature, and I'm sure we're not the only ones that have
Problems.
some problems, and whether or not they can get something shoved through the legislature right now, because Senate President's a big rail trail person, so I'm not sure if it's an issue. We can't try to do something through legislation so that we can get teeth to help, because no point in spending this money if we can't protect it.
Right.
right.
Okay. Anything else on that?
Oh, man.
Except get her done. Okay, number 21, review, discuss, consider MOUs for Parks and Recreation.
I asked for this, Susan, only for the fact that we have hired a new director. And I would like for them to be able to evaluate usage of our parks. And I would also like to toss out that neither one of the ball fields at Summit Park are actually regulation ball fields. And they don't meet regulation as far as for slow pitch, fast pitch, men's or women's. And I'm gonna ask that if the commission would look at redoing those fields and bringing them up to proper standards. We looked at some lighting the other day. I know we got some stuff from engineering in-house. I did some looking online. I think we can do lighting a lot cheaper and just bring those fields up to proper use, and then for Parks and Rec to go out and get leagues started again and use the heck out of what we have. So I'm just,
We're not gonna get rid of the ones that are using them now.
I just want to put it on hold till we get a chance to look and see what it's going to cost and not.
So you don't want these people to use the parks any longer until
until we evaluate them.
I can't go with that.
So, I mean, I don't want to sign something and then.
I'm not gonna kick the little girls and little boys off the fields for right now.
I'm not,
Sorry.
okay, and
mean,
I'm saying that our.
Let her,
Parks and
she can
Rec
look
do
at
the
it
same
and come back
thing.
with something.
Can't we come up with a way to get little girls and?
Yeah,
someplace-
but I don't wanna just, well, now, all of a sudden, you're not allowed.
I'm just asking that we just reevaluate and look at.
Well, can we not reevaluate why they're using the fields?
We can say they can use the fields, but we just don't commit to that they,
That's fine. Somebody needs to communicate with these people.
but
We finally got some of them being used and I'm all for Parks and Rec getting involved with not only softball leagues, but other leagues.
yeah, but I'd also like.
But I
to-
don't want it, they're being utilized. And I just,
So I'd like to look at bringing the fields up to
I don't disagree with that
proper
either.
specifications. So. So I guess my question is, we have. Do we have anything that we're in the process of re-signing, or can we just?
Somebody was supposed to be working on an MOU with Summit Park and I don't know that we have it yet.
We're working on it, but with everything with the levies, that levy has taken our precedent.
Well, this has
But I
been going
know-
on I thought somebody out there was working on it. That Parks and Rec. Saying, I think that's what somebody said when they were in here one day talking about this, and that's probably been 3 months or at least 3 months ago.
The Trey, the one at Summit Park has a termination
It's
or
probably
a breach. But it doesn't have,
They typically auto renew for 1 year unless 30-day notice. And I'm just kind of generally speaking how I draft them because I tie them to the 1-year term because you're a public entity.
I guess my question, Susan, is,
This one
do
was-
they
This
use,
is a lease. We don't have, the lease is what we have with Summit Park. We don't have an MOU. That's what was supposed to be worked on, was an MOU instead of the lease.
That
You
Is
all
what Mr.
terminated,
Richard said.
you terminated the lease.
the lease has been terminated.
Okay,
We did
so-
that back October, November timeframe. The reason for that is because of the work.
So we have nothing with those.
Right,
and
we've been
so
working on the
we're gonna
MOU.
do an MOU? I guess my question is, does the MOU have a time frame of certain set of months, or is it all year?
That's
You-
what I think we were trying to figure out. We're supposed to figure out.
Yeah,
Because they're not
okay.
there all the time.
Some of the previous MOUs that we have worked with, like, because the Spelter Field has an MOU.
Well, it has a rental agreement.
Yes, well, yes, there's a rental agreements and that was like on the one, it was from April 1st through September 30th. Another one was from March 1st and November 1st.
One doesn't even have, it's a date.
But I've talked to Kim about the different MOUs or rental agreements as they're put on here, and we can bring something back at the fourth meeting. And what she would like to see.
Well, Susan, I think we need to look at these rental agreements when I'm just going through these real quick.
No, I don't believe we're doing rental agreements after we just do MOU.
Well, no, this is at Spelter and
I know.
Good Hope.
Yep.
But
And then the Spelter was not done too long ago. I think it was not too long ago. It was-
thought, could we do a master MOU where people basically enroll as not vendors, but users, and then create a schedule on the website where people can reserve space or capacity within our standing terms and specs?
Well, that's what Kim was mentioning about having, because it was supposed to be on the website, but having it on there, and it would be blocked out, for example, X softball on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have it from 6 to 8 or whatever.
That'd be
But you can
great.
see who has it blocked off, or you can see that it's blocked off. Say, hey, I want to take my team out on Wednesdays, and then they can do like that.
And then just tied to an application process where you all approve.
to
To get in the system, they have to be
My
approved.
guess, my question is, if our Parks and Rec starts a youth softball league, does that set precedent over somebody else wanting to use the same facilities for a youth softball league?
It could if you all structure it that way.
I mean, that's what I'm
But
trying
it's
to,
up to you all.
I mean, are we gonna take certain areas and stay out of it, or are we gonna try to be proactive here in the county with our adults and youth and try to, I mean, I remember back in the day that, and Susan, you probably can too, but Summit Park was a mecca of softball games over there. It's just nonstop. I mean, they played till they couldn't see. And then I don't know what happened, but I would love to see us get that cranked back up and at any other ball field we can. And get our people.
I mean, cause these kids need somewhere to play. And practice, that's,
Yeah, and be
And I don't
honest with
disagree.
you, I'd like for the more we can do it, that we can help absorb some of the costs for those kids, cause I hear when some of these leagues do it, there's, $300, $400, $500 for a kid to be a member on a baseball team or a basketball team.
so, I mean, and I'm just gonna throw this out here. I agree with you.
But we could-
The traveling ball is what is the expense, I think.
Yeah,
A lot of
or
that.
even some of it locally, but I would just like to see us if we can't.
But I don't, where are those ones that are there now, hopefully gonna go if they're not?
Well, it's what-
Because that's been the big problem. There's not been enough fields.
Yeah,
for 'em to do that.
and I would say that if it's a traveling league that's trying to take more control of one of our fields versus county, or then I gotta go with the county over.
No, I agree with that.
Okay. So,
Two things. Kim does love the reservation type thought process of this. And she's in the office if you'd like to bring her in and ask her thoughts or questions, or want to bring her back on the fourth for a more in-depth conversation.
Man.
yeah, I mean, I'm fine bringing her back on the fourth and bring back what she thinks that she can present to us. So I don't think we'll put that on the
Move
fourth.
that to the fourth.
Yeah, no action today.
So we'll move on to number 22, review, discuss, consider details of the MOU for security.
Commissioner Hinkle had some questions about the MOU for security. Didn't want to talk about.
Well, I'm not sure what we're doing. I know November the 19th, we brought security back to the courthouse.
Well, what we're doing is I'd
But
like to put it back into the sheriff's hands.
okay. Do you have how you want to do that? Because I mean, I look at what the original order was back in 17. And we charged and delegated operational control and supervision for the courthouse security. We didn't designate hiring, firing, and transferring commission employees to the sheriff's department. And that's what happened. We had a commission employee that worked security that was being transferred to the sheriff's department. Now, if they're going to be our employees, then I think we have to have a set of rules on how we're going to handle our employees. And this, but originally, it was for us to have the sheriff work with staff for security, and somehow it's we were to provide the funding through the levy, but it somehow got changed. And
This is Sheriff Matheny. I'd like to speak on that if you'd like.
just in a second.
Okay.
We'll make sure that we understand that these are our employees, and if they're not going to be our employees, then I need to understand that.
Well, they were being transferred to staging, which are considered commission employees as well. So
Under the sheriff's payroll and the sheriff's control, as staging is. They're not, we're joint employers, but we're not security people are not joint employer with the sheriff. See, that's the issue that I have is we gave the sheriff's department the right to oversee and make sure security was being handled. We did not give our right up as that they are our employees. So I think that's where we're getting differential in trade. You can say yay or nay, but they're our employees. They're not the sheriff's employees. They're not like a deputy or somebody that works in the tax office. We can't tell you what to do with them no more than the assessor can come in and tell us what to do with our people. So I just want to make it clear that the security people are under the commission's umbrella as far as when they come to work, they know that they work for the commission and not
That's not the
another
way it
elected
was.
official. Susan, it's in the.
Well, that, I mean, why was he did all the hiring.
We just let it happen. We let
Well,
everybody.
I believe
I'm
that
just-
he needs to deal, the sheriff needs to deal with security. And that's caught, I mean,
You can slice it, I mean, pretty much any way you want. Under the code, the commission is responsible for security.
We're responsible.
Okay,
And,
let Trey
but
finish.
you can delegate to an elected official or a department head as long as you're doing so within your statutory mandate of providing security. But what the question is, how do you all want to spell the MOU out? I mean, you want it to just be operational and you all do all the hiring and firing? I mean, mechanically, if you want to revise this MOU, just need to know how you want it spelled out.
And Susan, how much control you want to give up? You want the sheriff be able to?
I don't, I mean, I don't know that we need control of.
Okay, so the sheriff wants to spend $600,000 next year on security.
No, I think
I'm
budgetarily,
just-
we need to be involved and I'm
What's the difference? If he's hiring, he can hire whatever he wants, whatever.
with
you
the
hire.
approval of,
Okay,
can we
well,
not do something to that effect?
Well,
We
you
be
can-
involved in the hiring?
You can build in timing, you can build in budget, you could build in a variance or a buffer where you go above a certain percentage, you gotta come back and get authority. It could be however you all want it to look. We just need to work through what that is.
or we can just do it ourselves and don't have this issue.
Or you can do it yourself. Some counties do that, some don't. It can go either direction, is what I'm saying.
I think the sheriff needs to be in charge of security. And I personally.
Well,
think
I'd like to know what that definition is. What you're putting him in charge of. I haven't seen that. I know there's been meetings. I didn't attend for a reason, so you've attended, sheriff's attended.
The reasons that they should be is because we need these buildings secure. What do we know about security? Oh, I know you probably know it all, so,
Oh, that's
And I'm
not.
just
called
gonna-
for.
well,
I haven't done anything to deserve that. Sorry.
well, I'm sorry, but sometimes that's the way that it feels to me with a lot of things. But this is something I truly believe belongs in the sheriff's hands. Yes,
That's all I'm
what do
asking.
you mean explain it?
What's he gonna do?
He
I
could,
mean, right now he's using our security people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do we need 24 hours, 7 days a week security? Why? Or nobody's presented that to the commission. Why are we doing it?
because the judges are in but not in this building, in the courthouse.
So the judge is gonna be a part of this agreement? What they've been part of the discussion on what security is, so is it the sheriff or the judges that are doing security?
It is the sheriff.
Well, you just said the judges want them.
Stakeholders.
So what does a security guard do from 5 o'clock in the evening till 5 o'clock in the morning? Sit,
No, they don't sit.
so what do they do?
They walk through the buildings to make sure that they're secure, there's nobody there. And God forbid a water line bust in either one of these buildings.
Okay. Well, we know there's a lot of courthouses in the state that don't.
That's
have
fine.
24-hour security.
That's fine.
Just, I don't see.
They're there
that-
for if something bad happens. Just like law enforcement, you know,
Is
you
it-
don't pay them for what, you know, you pay them for once, you know, they're there when something happens.
Well, I haven't been, I don't have an explanation of why we have 24-hour day, 7-day a week security in these buildings and other counties
Would you
don't
like
do
to-
it.
Would, step one made schools there, but the magistrates and the judges have both brought up. They're often come in out of hours, between those hours of
That's true.
5 a.m. or 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. Most of our judges come in and work on the weekends. The magistrates get called out to do DVPs all the time as well. And they don't wanna come in here and not know if somebody's there or if they're meeting with a domestic, violence person wanting to get the DVP. That other half of that's not gonna show up and cause an issue. That's some of the main, concerns of the judges, which they stated in the meetings that we had. So, you know, that's one reason why they are there 24/7. My opinion that courthouse security guys were, formed to protect the judges over there. That's why they're there, is to protect the courts during the daytime, and they're also doing that in the after hours as well when they gotta come in.
Thank you, Scott. I couldn't spit that out.
And nothing's changed since you guys have taken it over operationally. The hours haven't changed, the coverage hasn't changed, so.
Oh, well, I know that, and the reason part of we did it was try to save some of the money that we always seem to run out of each year due to security overruns.
Yeah, I think the former sheriff made it clear that when you added those positions in the GSA, that it would be over budget by at least 80,000. So I don't know where the confusion's coming from, but
Well, I think the confusion's coming from is why we still have to secure the building from on the weekends and
I think we just spelled it out for you.
I think you gave me one of the reasons why they're interested in it, but I still don't understand how other courthouses operate in other parts of the state. Are we that unsecure here in Clarksburg and Harrison County that compared to other counties that we need 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security in our buildings?
It's up to you.
It really bothers me that other counties don't feel the need for it, but we do. But I think there's also I'm still not understand why you think security and staging are one and the same, and I haven't heard an explanation for that. Do our security officers in the weekends and at night, are they involved in staging?
I'd have to get your definition of employee, because if they're all, other than civil service deputies, they're all considered,
Okay. I'm not going to play that game with you. So
All right.
I want to know if there's a difference between a staging and a security officer.
Of course, it's different divisions.
Okay. Different training, different responsibilities.
They're all cross-trained to do the same, type of roles.
So do our security people help in staging at night? And over the weekends, our security people?
From time to time, I believe so. Is that right, Captain Laddie?
Well, our security is always run stage during the nights and weekends. They've manned that area. That's just where they work out of because of the camera system there. And if somebody's coming in and out, they use that back door. They're able to put people in and out. Then during the daytime, they would be prisoners. Our staging people mostly deal with the regional jail coming in and holding the prisoners there. The staging people that we have in the evening time, they also from time to time have done transports when guys bring people in that are arrested and need to be taken to the jail. Security does not deal with that at all. Security is there just doing their normal role. When somebody brings someone in that is arrested, that officer's responsible for them until they're transported away. But security is a backup person for our officers, or any officer from the county to bring somebody in that's got to process them there in the staging, because that's where all that's. They are two separate roles.
Well, I'll ask for legal counsel to give me an interpretation of the levy call. Because it says security, it doesn't say anything about being a jailer or overseeing prisoners. So I will ask that legal give me an opinion, and that the levy call that we just passes muster for security being used in the form that I was just told. It sounds to me like we need to increase the sheriff's budget so that he can have more people on call or on staff for when they need somebody to help in the jail. So I'm going to ask that Trey look at the levy call and make sure that we're covered for security, because the previous levy calls have all said for security of the courthouse, not to be used as supplement for the sheriff's department. Pretty much that's what I heard, if they're helping you guys with prisoners.
They're a backup. They handle them prisoners. I think I said that the
Okay.
officer arresting prisoners they bring in, they're just processing in that area and taking to see a magistrate.
So nobody leaves.
Security does not handle prisoners
they don't watch them while waiting for somebody to show back up to take them to the jail.
Yeah, there's that office there all.
Okay. So,
What security is good for is if, say I would arrest someone and bring them in there after hours when the courthouse isn't open. And I'm trying to fingerprint somebody and that guy attacks me and overtakes me, at least I have a security guy there that can at least help me out. They're not doing their fingerprints, they're not putting them in a cell, they're not responsible for that.
how's Clarksburg and Bridgeport handle that? When they arrest somebody, they don't have 24-hour days, 7 days a week security at their facilities. How do they handle what you just said, bringing somebody in under an arrest? Because we have a security person, or should it, or
Without anybody else.
or should a deputy be there with you? Or should a deputy be there?
Should definitely be where.
2 deputies at the jail while one's being processed. I'm just trying to figure out what power that security person has. Okay. I just think that we have a very strange definition of security.
There is a hand up. Is there someone on Zoom that wishes to speak? Just left.
Well, I guess whenever somebody drafts a new MOU up, we can revisit it. I still don't know what the MOU will say.
We'll work on that.
Well, February the 4th seems to be the date we can have all this stuff worked out. So, staff, if you'll have an MOU for us to review 3 days before the meeting, so that we can have input. Actually, yeah. 3 days. And I need to know who is going to be who's going to have the input, and all parties that have input, I think, have to be signers of the MOU. So the judges want to be part of it and have input on how we operate security, then I think they need to be part of the agreement. Sheriff can be part of the agreement, and the commission can be part of the agreement.
Okay. Move on to number 23. No action to be taken on 22. Review, discuss, consider travel requests for the following 911 employees to go to the West Virginia SIRN Regional Interoperable Committee meeting at Mecca 911 in Morgantown on January 28th. That would be Paul Bump and Travis Miller.
Move to approve 23A as presented.
Motion, just A, not B?
Oh, and B.
Okay. Motion to approve 23A and B for the travel request. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 24, review, discuss, consider travel requests for the following 911 employees to go to the NENA Enhanced Police Dispatching Class at the Valley Park Conference Center in Hurricane, West Virginia on February 25th, 2026. We have 2 employees for that, A and B. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve travel A and B as presented on 24.
Motion to approve 24A and B travel request as presented.
And if you'll let me, I'll add 25A through
Aye.
I
And 26.
and 26A
A
through
E.
E came at
Okay.
Christmas.
Motion to approve 24A and B, 25A through I, 26A through E for travel to the various trainings. And dates, and one in Juan County, and one in Charleston, and one in Hurricane. Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 27, Administrators Report.
Oh, fuck, holy, this one.
Did he miss one? Am I to hold up?
Hmm?
No.
Am I good?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, I thought you said.
she said 27 and I thought there's more people traveling. I missed one instead of, she hadn't said the.
Sure you got.
She said and said the number, I'd have been okay, and she'd have just said administrator report, but I'm like, wait a minute, where did I miss the next person?
So now that the levies have been approved, I'll work with getting them publicized and also work with John's office to make sure that he has everything he needs for it to go on the ballot for the May primary. So moving from one budget to the another, we're starting to work on the budget for the upcoming fiscal year, starting to plug all those numbers in and get ready for that. RFP for the website is out and publicized, so it is being circulated. It should be by this point posted on our website that entities can go and look at what we're looking for.
I'm not sure everybody understands what we went out for on our website.
So on the RFP, we're looking for a company to redesign our website to have a better, easier feel for it and look to it. And also to make our website mobile user friendly, where you can use it easily on your phone and compatible. You can see all the features, just not a portion of it.
No. Sorry, we're up here.
I'm done.
No, carry on. Sorry.
No,
We're
okay.
carrying.
Oh, you don't have anything else to bring us up to date on?
What do you want?
You must know something, you know.
What specifically? We have a long list of things. What can I update you on?
Where else?
Parking lot.
Oh, yeah, we getting the stuff ordered and getting that all taken care of. Talk to JD, he's gonna take care of the assigned spacing and everything else.
We're ordering something?
The machine.
Oh,
For the Mr. Tree costs us pay section. But we've never undone
okay. Okay.
for.
Okay.
Just putting that to rest.
Anything else you would like an update on?
We've prepared for the blizzard.
I was thinking about that this.
Do we have a plan in place?
Is there anything in our policy?
For inclement weather?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we can close.
But what's inclement weather defined as? Cold, 2 inches,
It's a good
1 inch,
question.
6 inches?
As determined by the commission or their appointed designee, is how it is written currently in the handbook. That is another thing. I'll update you on that. We're so close to sending it to you guys for the new handbook, for you guys to start reviewing, and
February 4th.
you're killing me, sir.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you can have it to review by February 4th.
Okay.
And then doesn't,
We need a work session to go through it.
how about you start looking at it and then tell me if you want a work session?
I'm sure.
And I can send you the policy out on the inclement weather, and hopefully it misses us and we don't get a blizzard.
Well, I think that's something we need to take under consideration with,
Or
and
something?
I'm sure all elected officials would like for us to come up with if there's
Or we take somebody else's, talk to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, there's all this stuff, the
In the
snow,
know.
the travel, do we need to force our employees? I guess the question is if they can't get here safely, then are we making them take a day off or a vacation day or a sick day? Yeah. Or whether we can allow them to somehow, I don't know, quote, work from home, but something, I mean, there's no point in them. I'm just trying to figure out how not to penalize them because they can't get here, so.
You don't want anybody to get hurt.
No. So John, you got any ideas?
That's my rule. Don't come in, don't go into a ditch on your way to work. or
But
get a lot of trouble.
we ding them for making them use a vacation day or just it's not an unexcused day.
I will not publicly disclose what I,
Okay,
I'm very reasonable and a human being about it.
or I might go.
So that's my rule is don't wreck on your way to work. You don't make enough money. You'll be in a lot of trouble for 6+ months for going into a ditch on your way to this job. I will not do anything terrible to you for not being here. Good judgment. I got good people and I don't have to worry about the judgment, so hard to have one size fits all, but I got a good place.
And one thing I will say, kudos to the commissioners for the times you guys have closed or had a delay. That helps out not only the employees, but also the first responders. It's keeping less people on the roads with accidents of them responding to. So it does, and we appreciate you guys giving us the days you have. Okay, I think I'm done.
Is she done, David? I have nothing, David, and I will apologize for my comment.
Accepted. Unlike minutes.
Yeah, we do that.
My feelings about it.
Oh, don't start.
Order.
Hey, we're on a good note right now. This is all.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Get the laugh for Gene. Okay. That'll be on you.
You got 5 minutes for me?
Okay.
Okay.
1 minute.